day 160 of the Ukrainian war map, otherwise known as the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Now, Juzzy here. These series of videos are designed to give you a bit of a down-to-earth and simplified approach to what's happening on the ground in Ukraine right now. And with that said, we'll start off with the Russian losses again as of today. We'll look at this main figure here, so the killed, as unfortunate as it is. So in the last day, so if we go back one day, we can see it was at approximately 41,030. Today, 41,170. So roughly about 150 more losses on the Russian side there. I do start to talk about this figure here. So we've got the intended invasion amount from Russia for their soldiers, 190 or about 200,000, and they're getting to quite high levels. And this includes all the wounded, the prisoners of war, that sort of thing. So interesting to see what happens here. A few armoured combat vehicles have been added to the list, an extra helicopter, and a few artillery. Now let's move back to the map, and what I might start off with today is what I like to call Mr. Potato Head up here. So these are actually Belarusian or Belarus soldiers. So that's what they are, as opposed to the Oinky Pigs, which are the Russian soldiers there. So really certainly a down-to-earth approach and look here. There has been some reports about some surveillance radars being set up here in the northern part of, the southern part of Belarus on the edge to really the Kiev district and the Kiev Oblast and really Ukraine in general. But they are said that they're really designed for defensive purposes, so they might be okay. There is certainly a bit of a build-up of Belarus forces on the border though, so always concerning to see that. If we move along a little bit, there's always a bit of constant shelling and bombardment in the Kharkiv region. So that's just, I guess, something to always be aware of. We do know that Russia is trying to take the Kharkiv region, among other regions, but certainly a bit of a stalemate in a way. I'll just mention this green area here on the map does in fact mean, let's check. This is in Ukrainian, but that's liberated territory. As opposed to the blue, that means liberated territory within the last 2 weeks. But this is, you can say, longer ago liberated territory, this green stuff here, basically. Now, let's have a look. We can go further down to Sumy. There hasn't been too much happening there. Now, the Donbas is where it's really heating up. If I zoom out of the map for a moment, you'll see this white negative space here. That's the leftover part of the Donbas that Russia is indeed trying to take hold of to claim some sort of military victory. Now, there has been some small advancements, in fact, on the Russian side. So if we go back a day, then go forward a day, we can see a little bit here and a little bit further down here. What they're trying to do is eventually take Kramatorsk and further into the region there. But that remains to be seen. It's unlikely that the Russian forces can do that without actually losing so many soldiers in the process. It's probably a good point to say here about the 3-to-1 ratio. If you guys have heard the 3-to-1 ratio in some military wisdom here, if you will. So the 3-to-1 rule of combat states that in order for the attacker to win the battle, his forces should be at least 3 times the forces of the defenders. And you can see that in action here. So as a straight line, that's about 100 kilometers. But the problem with attacking for Russia, when we zoom in a bit, they've got to go all along this line, all along here, which turns out to be about, let's say, 300 kilometers as opposed to a straight line of 100. That's just a really basic example of what's going on there. But they do need a lot more forces, soldiers, infantry, Russia does, and they're having a hard time with that right now, because if we scoot across to the Kherson region, they did actually have to double their forces from about 12,000 to 25,000 recently on the north side of the Dnipro River. So they kind of, let's say, stuck there a little bit. I'll get into the bridge situation in a moment. But I believe, this isn't proven or known for a fact, but I believe they've doubled their forces in the Kherson region because they're concerned about a counter-offensive expected in this August from the Ukrainian side. So they're expending more resources or soldiers on the Kherson region here at the expense of probably less pushing in the Donbas. So that's just probably important to note there. Now, in terms of the bridges, we'll have a look here because there were 2 effectively taken out. That is for certain. The Antonivka bridge taken out, the railway bridge here as well, the Dnipropetrovsk bridge, just bad with my Ukrainian, and the dam isn't really a great deal used. It is used a little bit. There is some laws, UN laws, forbidding Ukraine to actually damage it or strike missiles at it. But it just all comes down to supply lines and the ability for the Russians to resupply their front lines, easy or not there. Let's see what else is going on. So I would say that's about it. I probably might leave it there for now, guys. I'll mention that the U-Butte HIMARS rocket systems, 4 more have been delivered to Ukrainian soil, actually on Ukrainian soil, so that's great to hear, with a total of I think 16 in total now from 12. If we just jump across to some of the most recent updates, there has been, so August 1st, let's see, so the US has announced the 17th aid package for Ukraine, valued at $500 million, including 75,000 rounds of the artillery shells and more HIMARS ammunition. Doesn't say how much HIMARS ammunition. Probably the reason why Ukraine doesn't have 50,000, 100,000, heaps and heaps of HIMARS, because the bigger problem is actually ammunition. So in the States, the US, they've got to work up those factories. They're only pushing out about 10,000 HIMARS rockets a year. That's probably going to change in the future. But that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for watching. Please leave a comment, subscribe. Definitely hit that like button because of all the trolls in the comment section, all the pro-Russian trolls. And I do hope to see all of you guys there in the next one. No worries. Cheers.